Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, guys. Welcome back to an all-around Sorare podcast. We are one short today. Ellis might be joining us a little bit later, but obviously, usual suspects, me and Kat are here. How you doing, Kat?
Hello. I am well, my friend. You?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. It's been a bit of an action-packed week this week in Sorare. A lot of changes happened.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
So we'll
Well,
start off with. Go on, go on. What were you
no,
going to
I was
say?
going to say, I was going to say probably what you're going to say. I think just jump straight into Playsharper, right?
Yeah, PlaySharper has officially cut ties with Sorare. Yeah,
Yeah.
which is going to be a rough one for all of us.
Oh dear. Yeah.
Line up predictions.
Obviously everyone's livid, but I think what makes me that little bit more livid is that I've got I just started buying Racing Club
Yeah.
players, and I've got a little collection going on now. And I wanted to obviously as soon as I pick them up, Play Sharper's dead. I can find a couple of experts every now and again, but they are more for Argentina. And then I don't know. Now I've got to go into Discord, so I've got to potentially pay. You know, it's a bit of a bummer considering obviously we Play Sharp, we had to go through as the ad before, and now it's yeah. And luckily for me, before Play Sharper left, is obviously they still had an expert on Racing Club.
Yeah,
But I never noted down who it was or anything like that. So it could be people I'm talking to, but I've not been able to find any information as such yet. So yeah, it's difficult. It's probably going to put a lot of people off buying from the lesser leagues, I guess you can say the Chilean league, the Peruvian league, the Chinese Super League. All those sort of things. The Bolivian, I think, part not covered, but it's used in the Sudamericana and Libertadores.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's going to be even more difficult than before. What do you think on the whole? Putting
Oh,
this.
I was an expert. I wasn't even notified. I had to find it out from Twitter that that was it. It was over.
Yeah,
So yeah, I was an expert for Palermo on there. I don't think I did that long. I did it about a month and a half.
yeah,
But yeah, I enjoyed it. There is going to be a replacement coming up. If you've not seen on Twitter, the Discord
yeah,
from Scuds TV, I think it is. I've spoke to him on Twitter privately because obviously I'm going to probably be an expert on there. I think for Palermo, I've done my application and everything. I'm just going to find him now, just to make sure I can actually get the right information.
mm,
There he is. Yeah, I think it's called the Discord's going to be called Sports World GG. I think it's going to be. I think it's all platforms, so there'll be Pookie on there, PlaySharper, the sites that are used for like Web3 gaming. So,
mm.
so yeah, I'm excited to get on there and start making predictions. So if anybody needs a link to the Discord, put a comment in below and we'll give you a link, or you can just go on Twitter and just go to Sports World GG. I think
Yeah,
that's their Discord when PlaySharp went down after 24 hours, gained like over 1,000 followers.
yeah. I did see that. Yeah,
Because yeah, I think he's recruiting all the PlaySharp experts. There's going to be a section in there, so I think that might be the place to go. It might be saved, but nevertheless, I'm getting rid of my Japanese and Korean league players, and I'm going to be going to the MLS because it's easier to predict.
yeah. That's true. Yeah, this is why I always had such rubbish timing in buying things. Every time I buy a player, he goes out of form. Or he gets injured or something. I'm just quite unlucky for that. And now even with this racing club thing, it's like I buy them, and now my first ever game week was the game week that's coming up, the midweek coming up. Yeah, I can't find really any information about them. So yeah, I think this midweek's going to be a tester. I'm just going to put in the team that I think's going to play, and then I'll see from that point onwards how it gets on. But yeah, like you said, the what was it called, Sports World.
Sports World GG. I think you're
Yeah,
already in the Discord with Ellis, and
yeah,
I'm in there.
yeah,
Um,
already in it. So I'm eagerly awaiting in the Argentine server or the channel, I should say. But yeah, make sure to go check it out, guys. They're doing a really good job over there, considering PlaySharper, how important it was to every one of us, even users. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's a bit disappointing. Got used to PlaySharper. But I guess we just got the next best thing, so I'm hoping this goes well. I did see the other day, I think, Haber did say to him, I wanted to get your thoughts on this. Haber did say to him, "Oh, maybe not rush it out, and to like sort of really take your time with this, and to um, yeah, basically just not rush it. Make sure it's a more all round perfect product, than it is just rushing it all out and lineups this and lineups that and polls this, polls that." What do you think to that? Like, do you think it's a good idea of them sort of doing it the way they're doing it? Because I quite like the idea of them doing the open polls and then being like, "Oh, how do you want this? Or how do you want that? How much would you want to be charged a month if we did do a charging scheme?" And like, it's good, I think. But yeah, what do you think to sort of like Haber's sort of comments there? And take this lightly because I can't remember exactly what exactly he said, but it was just something about not rushing the actual channel out.
I don't think it's been rushed. I think he's been implementing something like this for a while, Scuds, because I've seen like the background of it. So you'd be doing it for experts. I think you'd be doing it on an Excel spreadsheet, and you'll basically you'll have the player's name, percentage, the backup percentage, similar to what it is on the background of Playsharper. You'd have the name, percentage, the next player that could potentially play their percentage. I think it'll be like that, and then obviously, if you want to accompany that with like a formation and a picture of like the lineup of how it should look. I think you can do, but you'll have, for experts and for people that are viewing it, you'll have your own section for Serie B or for me Palermo, and you just stick your lineup in there, and you'd be able to scroll up through Discord. I don't think it'll be that much different to PlaySharper. I think they're adding each section, each league will have its own comments box.
Yeah.
So you'll be able to write in there, and the expert will write back. And I think from what I was reading on his tweets, he wants to keep it like quite disciplined. So a lot of experts, previously some of them wouldn't respond to messages about players. I think from what I was reading, Goods wants he set the bar quite high. I like it. I think he put on something, if I can find it, is about like 80% hit success rate on your lineup.
I saw that. That's a good idea. And it like you said, like I was going to ask you, being someone who's basically a part of it now, like, what was the sort of prerequisites to being an expert? Because there's a lot of people who are like, "Oh yeah, I'm a Copenhagen fan. Yes, I'm a Sevilla fan. Yes, I'm a Man United, Man City fan." Like, what does it actually take? Do you know what I mean? Because I know there are people a lot like you guys are just doing it out of your own sort of free will, with the potential possibility of maybe something down the line if it becomes big.
So you want to know like what the background entailed?
Yeah, what was the? Because I know you had to put in your application. So is there anyone who could be listening right now who's an expert of racing club? Please contact me. But if there is like someone just quite obscure league or something, how do they go about it then?
Oh, the actual application is on the sportsworld.gg Twitter, and it's like a little form. I've already filled mine out, so I don't think I can show it. I'm pretty sure I've already done mine for the app. But like the background of actual like what you have to do as an expert is you obviously have to research. So I base it off previous lineups, and I base it off training reports. So I'll go look on the player website and see who has trained, who hasn't trained, who's been included in the squad. Sometimes it can be a bit arsy and not put the squad list out until after deadline of who's going to the game if it's an away game. So yeah, it can be difficult to try and predict, especially like when I took over as Palermo expert. We had the manager in place. I knew everything about him and what sort of style and formation he liked. And then 3 weeks in, they sacked the manager and brought someone new in.
Yeah.
You have to do a bit of research into the manager, what sort of formation style he's played at previous clubs. So yeah, there's quite a bit that goes into it. But I think once you've got it down, and you obviously, let's say you've been watching your club for years, and you know the manager. The manager's not getting sacked anytime soon. It's a bit like a Pep at City, or someone that's been there a long time. Obviously, Pep's probably a poor example because he changes the team when the wind changes. So yeah, it's, if you know your team and you can predict who's going to play and who your better players are, and you can keep an eye on who's going to get injured. Well, not who's going to get injured, but who's got injured, and who's going to be in the squad. Then yeah, it's definitely a good thing to do, and I think there's benefits to it as well on the new Sports World GG. I think they were looking at possibly paying experts, or if they weren't paid, or there'll be benefits. Whereas on PlaySharper, I think the only benefit that you had for experts, which is still a good benefit, is you had no ads. It was ad free for experts. So whereas you watching an ad, I could just click on each one as it used to be. and go through. But I don't know where it went wrong for them. Were they just not getting funding? Were they not getting funding from Sorare?
Yeah, I think the way they worded the way they worded it was weird because they said it was, I can't remember the exact term they used or the phrase they used, but it was something like we're basically not deemed valuable to Sorare or something,
yeah, it was a bit
something
of
along those marks. Because I end up tweeting it, quite tweeted it out with that exact phrase. So yeah, go check that out. But yeah, I was a bit like, it's like how could Sorare potentially see this as a something that is undervalued? Now, could they have something up their own sleeves where they feel like, we can't keep funding this, but we're going to do our own way, or do they just feel like it's just not needed at all? Yeah, I'm unsure. Maybe they think Sorare data is the way to sort of go about it. But at the same time, I mean, Sorare isn't, I guess, obliged to do that. I guess
no.
in some sense, because I mean, yeah, it's just a third party thing, isn't it? Really, it's just something that people use to make their lineups a bit easier. But all in all, I mean, even the experts still get it wrong. They don't get 11 out of 11, so it's not like you're guaranteed thing with it either. So, which obviously you can never expect, but yeah, I don't know. I don't have much more to say on it, to be honest. Yeah,
they must have been. I don't think they were making that much money out of it. Like there was a membership thing. I think Sorare on a budget put out a little tweet about obviously if Playsharper was a pay application, would you pay like a $5 a month to subscribe to it? And I would personally, because that's like I make like 50 a week on Sorare on the in-season stuff at the moment, so it's just like a drop in the water that for me. But for obviously people that are grinding maybe 240 limited still, or can't get a good enough in-season team to scrape a win, or well, not a win, but scrape a money threshold in there. I guess it's probably not worth it, but I would have definitely paid for it. But I think the percentages were 45% would pay for it and 55% wouldn't. So obviously,
it's a weird one because I don't know, because obviously I value Sorare data much more than I do Playsharper, but then again, they're different applications, isn't it? So I don't think I'd pay a fiver per month, because then you're talking basically 15 quid a month to just Playsharper and Sorare data. I think it's quite a spenny amount for something that's not. So
I don't think Sorare data is accurate though for lineup predictions. Like for example, this week I put in the Avispa goalie and the Daegu goalie, and they both switched their goalies. But on Sorare data, they were 100% to play. But I didn't have access to Playsharper at the time to check it because they'd already gone. Just to do my double checks in the afternoon because they'd already taken it down by that point. But Sorare data said they were 100% to play, and the backup was like 100% out. And it wasn't right. I don't really trust Sorare data for lineup prediction. I trust it for everything else, prices, scouting, it's perfect.
Yeah.
But for lineup prediction, it's just not.
Because I still think, what was Sorare data these days? It's basically £10 a month. I think it is. I'm sure you do yearly.
I think I pay yearly, a star yearly. I can't remember how much it is. I'm guessing it's probably around about. I think it's about 70 maybe. Let's have a look.
Yeah, just have a quick little
price in.
While you check, guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and make sure to check us both out on Twitter, as you can see underneath us. If you are on Spotify listening to this, it's at Sorare Capital and at Sorare Jonesy for the Palermo expert. But yeah.
Right, okay. I've got it here. So it's about £80 a year for Sorare data, which I don't think is that bad. That's if you want the star membership. Where's my Sorare data gone now? Just have a look at if there's any other ones I can check. But yeah, it's about $100. But obviously.
Was it monthly?
Yeah. Monthly. $10 a month, so around about £8 a month. Yeah. So it's about similar sort of price, isn't it?
I don't know. It's like I think I don't know, because this makes it sound like I don't rate Sorare data or any other people on it. It's just, I don't know, because they suddenly just came out with, I can't remember how much it even was now, because it's quite some time ago now where they changed it. But anyway, that's a different story for another day anyway. But when we go back onto Playsharper, yeah, it's a shame it's gone. It's a shame they couldn't have done some sort of membership sort of thing, and then maybe the experts could have benefited for the ones that are the most used or the most clicked
Yeah,
on, things
exactly.
like this, and done it that sort of way. Maybe that could potentially be a possibility, unless they're just completely canning it, which would be a shame. Um, and like you said, this Scuds, I think it's Scuds, wasn't it, with their sports,
Yeah,
sports, what's it called, Sports World GG,
yeah,
is doing good things. So hopefully that turns out well. It's looking decent considering
yeah.
it's not even a week old or whatever it is, and yeah,
Picked
he's
up a lot of the experts from Playsharper, so I
yeah.
think your predictions that'll probably be one of the best places to go for predictions, unless somebody else comes out with a website. Like I said, this is all going to be done on Discord, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, we're gonna segue there into a little like a minor segment I didn't tell you about. I didn't pre-warn you. This
God.
midweek is Continental, South American, Copa Libertadores, Copa Sudamericana, you
Yep.
name it. It's there. I had 3 teams for it, and I think you would have had 1 or 2 teams for it, but I think our goalkeeper that we both have is out. Just to
Yeah.
warn you. Just to
Who's that?
pre-warn you, the game's been cancelled. The Gremio game got cancelled. So Marchese isn't going to be playing. I think there's bad weather.
Bro, I was
Uh,
thinking why he came up no game today. I was like,
yeah,
I swear I
his
put
game this
him.
weekend got cancelled as well. So it's bad weather in Brazil.
Oh,
So yeah, that
okay.
game's cancelled, I believe, and the midweek's cancelled. So I mean, you're getting to use him again in another midweek, I guess, at some point. But yeah, a little bit of pain for you. I've still got 2 teams for it.
This is live pain for
Um,
you guys. I didn't know this till now. So yeah, great. I've only got one team then, and that's my full racing club stack.
okay,
But they're away
that's fine.
to Bragantino. Bragantino, they're quite decent. So I'm not expecting much. Like I said, it's more of a test a week to see if my background knowledge with racing club, my very little knowledge of them, and what I can see on Twitter and the Discord, see if it helps and see how accurate it actually becomes. So yeah.
I
Mm.
did. I did. Oh, I already had 3 goalies. Somehow I had 3 goalies. I don't ask me how because I had no idea. But obviously, I brought George A. Brood in from Rosario for limited, and I partnered him with Quintana. And then my second team. Do you remember? Remember Vladilid's backup goalkeeper John?
Yeah.
Well, he's now the starter for Botafogo.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, I was remember wanting to pick him up as well.
So I got him quite lucky because obviously I have my Valladolid collection that's been doing really well recently. And then obviously I picked up Marchese a couple of weeks ago for £3 because you just got to move, and I don't think he inflated that much. I know you picked him up as well, right?
I did, yeah, and I picked up that. I don't know if they're actually in the Sudamericano or Libertadores. Peranic, I think his name is.
Uh, uh,
Um,
Higgins.
O'Higgins, yeah, I don't think they
Yeah,
are.
I believe they
But
got battered last night.
they did by bottom of the table. But to
Yeah,
be fair, if you haven't seen it, guys, I did recommend Geraldinho, who did get a goal and an assist, I think, last night.
nice.
Yeah, I had him because of my Guichon stack. So yeah, he's got a nice healthy 13.5% that I didn't utilise, so that's brilliant.
So I
Yeah,
went on a bit of a spending spree, mate. On when I was talking to you the other day, I went and bought a load of Copa Libertadores players and South American players just for limited, just to have a bit of fun.
I did
All
have a
really
cheeky look
cheap.
at your account the other day.
How did you see all my South Americans just there?
I did see a few of them. Yeah, I did see a couple of them. I like the look of that. Well, I don't. You don't have him actually. I like the look of that Alan Franco guy who's playing quite well for Sao Paulo.
Yeah,
He's doing.
I don't think I went for anything over like £3. I think £3 was the max I was willing to pay for a player. But I already had a few players. Obviously,
Yeah.
I've got what's his name? The best striker on the game at the moment, Carlos Bacca.
Yeah, Carlos Bacca.
He's got Libertadores football. I got picked up that Joan Romano that you recommended to me. I can't remember who he plays for. The defender. Yeah, he has an Austin kit on. Do you remember him? You
Oh
recommended him to
yeah.
me.
Oh, I can't remember. I can't remember. I'm trying to think. No, I recommend him to you like a week
He's
ago.
got a
So
get. Oh wait, there you go. He plays for San Lorenzo. All I had to do was hover on the game. So there you go. He plays for San Lorenzo in defence. I also picked up another couple of San Lorenzo players. I picked up Barrios, the winger, for like £1, I think. I picked up the striker, but he's not showing me. Where is he? There he is, Adam Barrero, their forward. I think he had 23 or 4 goal contributions last season. Um, and he was cheap. Like I said, I didn't really spend much more than £3. But yeah, it's a little bit of fun for the midweek. So we'll see how we get on with that. I don't think the rewards are massively enticing. Can't remember. I've not had a proper look at them, but there's no money unless you finish in the top three, so there's no cash reward really. But I don't know what sort of card you'll get back. Will it be specifically like Copa Libertadores Sudamericana players, or
Mm,
could it be anything? It'd be cool if it could be anything.
it
But
would
yeah,
be. Um, I
I did pick
did.
up a couple of players you recommended as well. I picked up that Awed, if you remember him from Catalika, 37-year-old midfielder.
Oh right, yeah, yeah, I remember him. Yep.
And then Malcora I picked up from Rosario, who's a decent player. He's very old. He's like 37 as well. But yeah, he's been doing all right this season. He's got like 13 goal contributions from attacking mid. And
Yeah,
he looks to play most of the Libertadores games they have. So yeah, this it'll be exciting. You've got teams for midweek. I can't remember the last time you had like a decent set of teams for midweek.
well, a decent team, but they're playing a difficult game away. So again, I'm not expecting it. It's just a tester. It was like this weekend. I
Yeah.
did so poor. This weekend it was literally with the Playsharper news. I was going down south to help my partner move across and see my nephew, Uncle Cap. So there we go. And yeah, and all this stuff. So it's been so busy that I had a couple of DMPs in spread
Yeah.
across all my lineups, and yeah, Playsharper obviously went down. So it was rubbish. So don't expect me to be on the rewards thing this week. But yeah, other than that, yeah, I just got to see how it goes. I hopefully Racing Club do well. They've done well. They've got 3 from 3 wins, I believe, in the group. They're
Yep.
playing the hardest
Yeah.
team, Bragantino, who was second with 6, I think. And
Brazilian
then
team.
they've got I think 2 home games for the Libertadores, I think it was. I can never remember which one it is, but yeah, so they've got some good favourable matchups from next game week onwards, basically. But they could potentially win this Thursday. Never know. That's how they get
Yeah,
on.
some nice midweek games for us for the next 3 weeks at least, and then see what happens after that. I'm sure they'll bring it back, on the other side of the Libertadores when they do the knockouts or the further groups or whatever it is next. So yeah, so
Yeah.
that's good. Yeah, I've got some players for it. I've not built my South American rare team that I tweeted about yet because I'm still like umming and ahhing between teams. River Plate, so I might want to get Seattle for the MLS instead, or what was is it Universidad Católica, Zampedri's team, and then Rosario are in there. I've got so many options. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm trying to sell off a bit of stuff, and then I'll see what I've got, what I can build into. But yeah, that's a continental special weekly. I don't even know how many people have entered it. We must be able to check now because it does start tomorrow. Have a quick look at how many entrants there are.
The other
That will be
the other
interesting.
added problem with this Racing Club thing is that they play Thursday. I think it must be Thursday early morning in England time. So
Yeah.
again, it's hard to sort of predict a lineup when it's in the back end of the game week, rather than being straight away on on the Tuesday night or something like that. That's also the added extra crap too.
So I will tell you though, it's actually quite a good opportunity for us, especially even though we've only got 2 teams this week. I might just put the third in with Marches, and even though he's not going to play.
That's what I'm
But
gonna do with the second team. Yeah.
at the moment, there's only 1,200 participants, and they're paying 800 places.
Mm.
It's a box for 800 places, by the way. If you want an actual card reward, it's 435, which I don't think that's too bad at all.
No, that's not too bad. All
It's a good
right.
opportunity for us to win some nice cards.
Hopefully, and then hopefully we can open it. Well, we'd have to do a rewards video on the weekend, wouldn't we?
Friday.
If we did it.
Yeah,
So
the Friday night rewards video.
hopefully you see that, because that means we've got something hopefully somewhat nice. So yeah, fingers crossed. But like I said, I'll probably captain the only person who doesn't play or something like that. So yeah, that's pretty good for me.
Speaking of box rewards, I had a nice box the other day. I put out on Twitter. What was his name? Hartel.
Don't know if you guys can hear that. I don't know. Ambulance go by. Say again.
I had a nice box reward the other day. You know, me showing you Hartel from
Yeah,
San Pauli.
just when you don't
I still
record
can't
it.
sell him. No one will buy him off me. I've dropped him all the way down now to like £10, and no one will buy him.
It's because they guaranteed
The season's
promotion, aren't they?
finished. Yeah, and the season's finished as well. So hopefully somebody will put an offer in for him. But yeah, that's nice out of the box, a £10 player. Can't complain with that, considering the look we've had out of the boxes. I've had 2 rare players out of boxes, and they still don't hit the value of that limited.
Yeah. Well, you've had some nice, even like your rare Rigoni. that you
Yeah, I've still got him.
and he's playing at the moment for Austin.
Yeah, he's doing okay. I sold off a lot of my Premier League players now as well. They've all gone. Obviously, I got profit on Fleck, and I just sold the rest of them. I've got a nice chunk of change in the account at the moment that needs to be spent on players soon.
Nice, must be
Very
nice.
soon.
Should we talk about then? Because obviously, I don't know if you saw today. Sorare did an update, or they do their little roadmap updates, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And today was that they announced. I can't remember when it sets in. It might be this game week coming or the next weekend. It was something to do with putting in money into boxes, right? So in-game credit into boxes.
That's good. I like that.
I think it was 20% for $5.
20% of people will get $5 out of it.
No, there's a 20% chance.
That's really good, considering a box is 5%. Like a card is 5%.
Yeah. So there's that, and 5% chance of $50.
And that's for limited.
I believe so. I don't think it's specified. Incredible. I don't think it's specified anything about.
I'll have to look at that. That's incredible. And that's for classic comps.
Yeah, it must be, because that's the only way you get.
Listen, you can't earn cash out of classic comps, though.
No, but it's in-game credit, isn't it? And the catch to it is that you had to use it within 30 days. That's
fine. Yeah, I don't mind that. That's really good. I like that. That's a massive step in the right direction. So it would be great to earn just even a $5 of in-game credit or buy you a nice card in limited.
So here you go. This is what it says here. We've got it on the phone.
Yep.
Right, let me just grab it. So it says, to bring more diversity to the reward boxes, we will run a first iteration to test primary market credit discounts. The test will only concern Champion Limited Division 1.
That's just for testing, though, obviously.
For testing, and you got to realise there's only 3 games left of the thing as well. Fine. So they got to sort of make it somewhat thing. So the test will only concern Champion Division. Yeah, said that for game week May 10th to 14th. In addition to the 5% chances to win a card, managers who win a box there have a 20% chance to receive a $5 credit and a 5% chance of receiving a $50 credit discount on the primary market, and can be used within 30 days.
That's really good.
We are also working towards bringing major new items. So we are also working to bring another major new item to the boxes in the incoming weeks.
Did that say only on the primary market?
Let me just double check. So it says we will run a first iteration to test primary market credit discounts. What does it say?
Right, so that one we play to player sale.
So
That'll only be...
These credits will represent a 50% discount on primary market and can be used within 30 days.
So that'll just be player to auction or player to insta-buy?
Probably.
Right, that's not too bad. I don't mind that. Is insta-buy unlimited yet? It is, isn't it?
Insta-buy
limited, yeah. Yeah, that's still good. Like, I always look to insta-buy now, because sometimes you see, I saw with one of the players I was looking for Rosario, one of the midfielders, on Sorare Day, he was saying he was like 25 quid, but the insta-buy was like £13.
Yeah.
So I could buy him like half the price just by doing the insta-buy on Sorare, which it doesn't show you on Sorare Day. So yeah, if you ever see a player, boys, and he's there at like £30, you'll be like, I can't really afford that. Just check Sorare and see if the insta-buy is less. Sometimes it's less, and you can just pick up the insta-buy for like 20 or 25 or even less.
Yeah.
It's always a good thing to check. That's what I was doing this weekend when I was looking for my South American players.
Well, when you always do the scouting, we always look at that, don't we? So we always look on the auctions, and I can't remember what it's called. It's like an auctions tab, isn't there? And it shows you if there's a lower insta-buy that it says that is cheaper than the current floor price in the top right-hand corner. So, yeah, good tip to make sure people do that. But bear with me, my throat's a bit dry. But what else did you want to chat about?
Yeah, I've been seeing like a lot of people on Twitter not happy with scoring high points and not getting rewards. I want to talk about that a little bit. Obviously, it's going to be frustrating if you hit like 400 points and not getting a reward. But I think as much as it is about how many points you score now, it's about where you place your teams.
Yeah.
It has a massive impact on what you can get.
and I think also a massive. Let's I can't. What's that term? Elephant in the room, right?
Elephant in the room.
Yeah, let's discuss the elephant in the room. I'll probably butcher that saying, but
All
anyway,
right, okay.
and that is the bonuses and captains got an extra 25% on top, didn't it? Also, so not only are 100 hitters instead of hitting 125, they're going to 150 instead. But it's like it's that's a massive difference in adding the score. So 400 is no longer a good score anymore because of that very reason.
It depends where you play it, and I now don't look at a team if the captain's not scored over. If the captain's not got a score of over 100, I just don't think there's a point.
But what I'm saying is the 400 used to be able to hit you, at least you should be getting at least a tier 3, tier 2 with a 400 beforehand.
Yeah.
Now this time you're lucky to hit tier 5 or tier 4, right? But people are still complaining but I don't think people are really realizing that, like I said, that the bonus on the captain is a massive factor. Do you know what I mean? Like, you guys could have the exact same team, right? But he captains someone who's 50, 100 score. You captain someone who's a 60. There's a massive differential between the two. He's got an extra 30, 40, 50 points just from a captain bonus, let alone the actual difference between your scores. So, yeah, I think it's a bit...
I just wanted to give an example of why people are maybe entering the wrong competition. So I've got a couple of teams here from this week. So I've pulled in £40 this week so far. I think it will stay at that.
Yeah.
So, for example, like my Challenger in-season team in Div 4, right? It didn't do great. I had a couple of players. My captain, which was Abubakar Koita, literally scored 41. So he got 64 altogether with the captaincy bonus. Burgess put 47, even though he kept a clean sheet. He just didn't have a great game. My keeper did well, got 75. Ito did well, he got 100.9. And Sven Van Beek did well with a 60. It's not great, but it's well. Now, that team only got 348 points. Yeah, it finished, let's have a look. Finished 34th. Now, you only needed to finish in the top 50 to get the £17 reward. So 348 points gets you a reward there, like, comfortably.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
So I didn't need 400 points. I just put the team in the place that I thought it would best get a reward. It didn't have to be a high reward. It just had to get a reward because the matchups weren't great. Santru Den were away, Heerenveen were away, and Pirad's not been on the greatest of form, but hopefully he keeps Korchevik up when he did with a clean sheet this week. But yeah, it's not a high amount of points and I was 15 points into the top 50. So that means, what does that mean? Let's have a look. Take 15 points off 348, 343. 333 would have got you in. Yeah. And all the matches are played now, it's 100% complete. So 333 would have got you in, which with a 50% bonus is not a high score, but it would have still got you the reward of £17. It's not difficult. And then, for example, I have another team here that didn't get anywhere near 400 either. Can I find it? Oh no, it did get near, but it didn't quite get 400. Got 396. It was in the next division up, which is the contender Div 3 in Rare.
Yeah.
This team smashed. My captain hit 126, Spittle hit 81, Perez hit 94, Danny Calvo only hit 57, and Kelly conceded in the last minute and only got 36. But that almost got 400 points. It got 396. Yeah, it finished 21st. So I was only 1 point away from getting to the £20 reward. Instead, I'm stuck with like the £16 reward. But still, it's a reward-winning lineup. It's not hit 400 points.
Yeah.
And then just to sort of agree with the guy, I have a team here which is stacked with Valladolid players and Manu Fuster, and everybody virtually got a decisive. And he got 437 points. And it finished 71st, which was £4 reward in limited. And that's in Div 1.
Yeah.
So it's all about where you enter your teams. If you enter in your teams into Div 1, you need a 400, probably like a 400 and maybe 25, 430, all the way up to like 500 score if you want to be hitting like the heights. If I look at the podiums, yeah, I've got them here. If you wanted to finish in the top 4 this week, you needed a 500 plus score.
Jeez.
But obviously the rewards are very lucrative. You finish first, you get £557, second 318, third is 198, and fourth is 80.
And also what you've got to take consideration as well is obviously, like you said, if you're in champion, then you got to well, to be fair, it goes across all the other competitions, but you've got to be wary of if, like, let's say, what was it the other day? It wasn't Feyenoord, was it? They won 7-0 or something like that.
PSV.
PSV, that was
PSV
it. I think they won 7-0 or
yeah.
something like that, and the top 20 were top 15 of that was all of PSV stacks.
Yeah.
And I remember a guy saying, "Oh, I got basically 480 points, and I still didn't finish podium." It's like, that's because your percentages were less. You had he had a stack of PSV.
Yeah.
He was like, "Oh, they won 7-0, and yet I can't get a thing." It's like, yeah, you got to sort of read the room a bit. Like, you got to understand that there's gonna be other people who have the same idea as you as well. Don't forget, that's why it's such a lucrative and beneficial thing to have these collection bonuses, because that puts you above the people, even by point something points. So yeah, like you said, it is a little annoying. I get why people do it, but it is annoying seeing on Twitter, "Oh, I got 425 points and I'm still, only hitting tier 5 and tier 4." Like,
yeah,
you play with the big boys. Of course, that's going to be the case. You're against people who also have, probably 10x your current gallery, and that's just how the cookie crumbles, unfortunately. So it might be worth, like I did it. My before they did the whole reverting, taking the money out of the lower divisions and start putting it back in the top ones. I started I concentrate purely on a up and down method like you do, which was relegate your Division 4 team to Division 5 and then do your Division 5 team and do really well in that, obtain some ETH or cash or whatever it was, or even boxes or potential card rewards from the Classic, and get them to Division 4 and then do the same thing each week and just keep going up and down like this. That's a fun way to go about it if you want to have a better chance of saying I hit a podium. Hitting a podium in Division 5, 4 and 3 is no mean feat. You know what I mean? So it could be a fun thing to do and try out instead of thinking you have to go for the big prizes. You might find you could win a lot more in Division 2, 3, 4, 5 money wise. Do you know what I mean? Because the points are just far less. Not far less. Sometimes a lot. Sometimes a lot less. So yeah.
Yeah, you won't see, your Bayern in Champ 4 or 5. You won't see Man City in Champ 4 or 5. You're not going to see, because the teams cost too much. It's a waste to put them down there. PSV, for example, for Challenger, you will not see them down there. You very rarely see Celtic stacks in Contender 5 or 4, because they're so good that you should be able to trust them to win the top 2, 1 and 2 divisions. So you just don't see them down there. So obviously your big stacks just don't compete. So it is a lot easier to win down there. But I think because they changed the monetary rewards, I think I'm scrapping that method now and just going all out to try and win some big money at the top.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree with you. I'm trying to have a look, see how the top divisions play out, and if I still can't do anything, I might dabble in the lower divisions again and see what the output of that is. The prizes and money and all this other stuff. See how they get some.
Contender's where I win most of my money.
Contender, yeah. I'd like to see, actually, because I did do a poll. Actually, you know what? I might bring it up. I'll see if you agree with this. So I don't know if you...
Have a look.
Bear with me 2 seconds. I'll try and bring up the poll I had done originally.
That Tyrrell collection has paid me back like half of its value already, and I only got it like in February, I think, or January. And it's not had that many games, and that's paid back half the value in season. But that's because I'm the highest collector in it. And I've got like 15% bonuses on each card. So even if they have a not a great game, those bonuses pull it right up and put you into like the lowest amount of money you can win. Or
exactly.
If you have a great game, you're up in like podium spots. Not many people have like 15, 20% on a card.
Exactly. So I said I put a poll out. It had 44 votes on it in the end. So it's a decent amount of people. Mm-hmm. What competition do you find the most enjoyable to play on Sorare? What do you think won?
It's opinion though, isn't it? It's opinion based. The most fun to scout players for and pick up cheap bargains is Contender by far. I love finding a £10 player in Contender like that Ali Abdi that you found. I picked up Malali this week for like £15 from Mangas. Yeah. So finding those players in the Smash is so much more rewarding in Contender because everybody knows the challenger and the champion players. Like you got your Julian Dessart in Challenger, Koita in the Belgian league, and Lauritsen. So these are all players that people know. But in Contender, like a £10 new season Ali Abdi scores 150 points and wins me 120 quid. Just so much more rewarding.
Yeah, that is true.
I would say for me it's contender. I reckon most people budget wise will be around that contender area, so I'm going to say most people said contender.
Yeah, and obviously you've got to take in mind this is on my Twitter, where the majority of my followers will be probably
Yeah,
watching my videos and seeing, right, budget this, budget that. So you're right, yeah, it is contender who had 43% of the votes.
there's more leagues as well, so you can get more differentials. Whereas
Yeah.
in champion, there's not as many teams as there is and then in challenger, there's the same amount of teams as champion. But in contender, you've got like how many leagues? Is it like 15, 20 leagues to go across.
Yeah.
Throughout the whole year, and there's so many differentials you can find and perfect matchups that other people won't have. Yeah, it's the most fun for scouting and playing, I would say. Scout and play.
Exactly. And then Challenger was 34%, and then Champion was 23%. So obviously,
I think that's because of the budget you have to go into Champion. Like even I don't go into Champion.
Yeah, there's that. And I just wanted to discuss one more little poll I did again throughout the week. It is currently still running, so if you want to have your say, go on to @Sorare and have a look at it. I'm actually going to retweet it now.
I'm going to go and
do it. So again, this has got 40 votes so far. And I asked people, what do you think Sorare loot boxes need? Vote below, right? So I've done boost player percentages, nothing they are fine, lower boost percentages, or add a different rewards to it. So what do you think the people, or some of the people are wanting, or not wanting?
Boost players, lower boost, add different rewards. Right, well, we'll take it step by step. So the boost, right, they need to be lowered significantly because it's getting a bit bored. I'd rather have nothing out of the box than a boost at the moment.
You're talking the boosts you're talking about, not the player boost.
Yeah, boost player one.
We'll go top to bottom. Go top to bottom so you don't confuse people if they do.
What's boost player mean then? Because I thought that was low. There was the boost.
No, boost player percentages.
Oh, right, okay, right, I got you. So, yeah, more players need to be in boxes. I agree with that. We said that when it first came out, it needs to be about 20-25% players in boxes. And they came out and said, no, we're doing 5%.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not fun to open boxes when we've been sat here on reward videos. We've opened like 15 boxes and we had nothing. So we know the pain. It's not fun. It just takes up time. The box animations take too long to open as well. Sort that out. The next one down is nothing. They are fine. They're not fine. Lower boost percentages. Well, yeah, if we're going to up player percentages, lower the boost percentages. That's a given.
Yeah.
Now, the last one's interesting because we've already spoke about one of the things it could be, which is what I'm going to click on. Add different rewards in. Now, I like that. I think that's perfect. You said about the cash going into boxes as a test.
Yeah.
Perfect. Put cash in. It's not going to be cash that you can withdraw, but it's going to be like discounts, which is fine. If you win £5 off a player, you can go and buy. There's a £7 player there. You got £2 in your account. You've just won a £5 boost. You've got him. It's perfect. Yeah. It helps boost the market as well. It's only the primary market, so it doesn't help you player to player sales. But to buy off Sorare and buy off auctions, I think that's a good thing to add.
Yeah.
Now, on top of that, I've seen in midweeks, which we are entering, which I'm excited for, there is player shirts given out. Have you seen that? People have been winning shirts for the boxes for the midweeks.
Shirts?
Have you not seen that? Yeah, like a jersey, like my Rejkovic jersey that I got.
Yeah.
They've been given out in boxes.
Okay.
For like European nights. So I'm just going to quickly have a look at the Continental one and just see if it is in there, because that starts very soon. I'm in Rivals at the moment. We didn't even speak about Rivals. Not spoke about Rivals yet.
I haven't really given it much thought, to be honest with you. I think it looks quite good because I remember. Oh, actually, no. You know what? We'll talk about this in the next little segment. I'm sure we'll conclude.
Not been implemented yet, though, has it? I'm not. Right. So in the Continental Nights one, there isn't. You can't get a shirt, unfortunately. But I know in the European Nights one, there was jerseys given out. I'm pretty sure I saw a couple of people winning jerseys in the boxes.
Yeah.
No, it's not showing jerseys there now. I'm sure I saw people winning jerseys in the boxes. Yeah, there you go. So if you finish in the elite boxes section, which I'm not sure how high that is, there's a 3% chance of a champion 23-24 signed jersey.
That's cool.
Now, let me just double check on Continental. If you finish first in that, do you get the same sort of stuff? Or because they probably don't have access to the South American shirts as much, they might not.
While you find that, I just want to say to the viewers, so all up percentage-wise, okay, so everything, so 8% of people said, obviously this is a small pool, but 8% of people said nothing, they are fine. Give your head a wobble because they are terrible. I'm not gonna lie. Lower boost percentages. 13% of people said to do that. Boost player percentages was 25%, and then to add different rewards was 54% of people. So
I like that. That's good. They could do so much with that as well. You could have match tickets in there. You can have shirts, signed shirts, unsigned shirts, team signed shirts, player signed shirts.
Yep.
You could have one that has like a 1% chance of a player from a scarcity above.
Yep.
Just for 1 week as a special thing. You know, you got a 1% chance of a. You know, if you're in limited, you got 1% chance at a rare.
Yep.
But yeah, all the player percentages give us some more stuff to get excited about. Like, oh, we're going to get a shirt this week. We're going to get, a player. We're going to get a boost. We're going to get. Don't bring arena tickets in. I know you said arena tickets there. Leave that out, please. But yeah, there's so much that they could add. Shirts, hats again. Well, I don't know where my Sorare hat is. I've not worn it for a little bit, but is it on there? No, I'll find it. But yeah, Sorare hats again was good fun.
Yeah.
So the hoodies as well. They did the hoodies for a bit.
Yeah, the hoodies are also quite nice, quite clean.
Yeah, I'd love it to get to a point for boxes where when you go and look at the potential rewards, you have to scroll up and down, see how much stuff there is in there.
Yeah, so it's not just literally boosts and arena tickets every week.
Yeah, so when you add up the percentages, so I've got a 40% chance of getting something that I actually want.
Yeah,
that'd
exactly.
Be
good. That'd be
that's
nice.
That's what I'd like it to be. Obviously it's a new thing, so only time will tell. And same with the rivals boxes, that's changed now, isn't it? It's not 3 wins on a bounce anymore. You'll get a certain amount of boxes for where you finish in your like 20 team stack thing, isn't it?
Right.
You're putting little tables of 20 now, aren't you? Based on your Zappy score thing, your lightning score.
Yeah. I haven't read it through, to be honest with you, because I think. I don't know. It's better. I remember saying this on a podcast, and I actually remember it when we had Harry Trades on, and I remember talking to him about this because I did the. Do you remember that other crypto game we used to play? I can't remember what it's called now, but that crypto game essentially was like you would go through, Splinterlands, where you would go through ranking systems, and you would sort of build your way up, and the better you build your way up. Well, the more you build your way up, the better the rewards, the better the, everything. So, it makes sense. It hopefully that does something better to it. Yeah, like if you're like the top division, for example, you've got 800 plus points or something, then you've got a good chance of winning something quite phenomenal, like VIP tickets, memorabilia, signed shirts, and all this other stuff. Yeah, the list goes on. And then Division 2 is more or less like a match ticket for you and a friend, and for I don't know, like a shirt or something like that. And then Division 3 can be again just smaller things like imagine I know in Manchester they have that classic football shirts thing. Imagine if they did like a partnership with them where it's just like a €10 or $10 voucher, £10 voucher just for those sort of things. That can ship worldwide, and you can buy a retro classical shirt or a current shirt. Do you know what I mean? The things are endless with it all, which is why it's really exciting, which is why it's better. Obviously, we've had this many times, which is why it's better than FPL, Because I've never heard of a winner from FPL actually getting anything. I'm sure they have, but I just don't know what they received. But I think something like that, if they did like a tier ranking system like that, it makes you want to push up the leaderboard and want to push rivals, and gaining arena tickets so that you could potentially win the 2-3 on the bounce to put you into Division 2 or 1 and put you into that snippet and a sniff of a signed shirt, or a bloody, I don't know, random thing like a Thierry Henry signed boots or something like that. The possibilities are endless. Like they're with Zidane, PK, lots of different little players that they've established within Sorare now as well. So Mbappe, Messi, there's loads of different things you can do.
I'd just be happy with the card rewards.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
if they do make it into little divisions, and you've got to battle other people, like, and or you when you put a lineup in, I believe it's staying the same in the UK as if you put a full common lineup in. You can only play someone with a full common lineup. Same as if you use one limited, you should only really be coming up against someone with like one or two limiteds or something like that. So yeah, I think you could grind that
I
up.
agree and disagree with that, and I'll tell you why. Because you have to have a reason. So we have to have a reason for these people to want to upgrade and push and put money actually into the platform, right? It can't just always give, right? You have to have, and I know I get people obviously are financially like incapable and all this other stuff, but it's you can pick up cards for as low as 50p or you know 70 cents or whatever it is in your currency. Now, yeah, if because again, if I go to Splinterlands, right? I know it's a Sorare channel, but just to sort of compare the two, the way they go about it is that if you don't sort of keep up with the curve, then you will drop. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so you need to have an inkling.
Sorare, mate. I think it's actually something in the laws in UK
What's
that they can't change that. That they can't have like limited. There can't be an advantage sort of thing. It's something in the laws in UK that they can't change. Everywhere else in Europe, it changes. Like if you put a full like common lineup in and you're in Europe, you can come up against a full limited lineup. Just in the UK, I think there's something to do with the laws or something along those lines where it can't change.
Yeah, I've been intrigued to hear that though, because otherwise that makes the most sense to me. Like if let's say like in Division bloody I don't know from 8 to 5 or something like that, you only need just the one limited card. Then from that point onwards, you need 2 or 3. You know, I think that makes the most sense.
Yeah, potentially.
And then you just get a normal bonus on a, I don't know, yeah, maybe not a bonus on the whole thing if you've got a pack of 5, because that'll be difficult to get up to the ranking of Division 1. So, yeah, I mean, thinking about it all raw, I still think you need to have, like, if you do believe in the platform and you're trying to really, you know, go through with rivals and stuff, and you're doing it to a point where you're literally in the top 10, then I think you have to have like some sort of thing about you where it's like, okay, for me to sort of compete, I do need to invest some sort of money, and it could be as little as £10. We've shown this before. Like you picked up Ali Abdi for a tenner, you won 100 odd quid. Yeah, that's in rare, by the way. And limited would have done the same thing for you. Probably would have picked you up 10x the price you picked up Abdi for. So there are these bargains. There's those are the reasons why to watch people like myself and to follow people like Jonesy, because he also shares content on his X channel for rares. And yeah, those are the reasons why to look at them instead of having to think to go to an Mbappe. Like, oh, I have to join and I have to buy a 300 quid Mbappe. Like, you don't have to at all. You know, you so you just you get rewarded for your scouting, and that's what we try to take out of your day to make it a bit easier on you. We showcase these people, and then we let you make that decision whether you want to buy them or not. Because like I said, we've shown many people, even for rare, for people £2-3, you know, that still hit 60s, 70s every now and again, or 100 every, you know, blue moon or whatever. But yeah, you know, so it's just, I think you got somewhat, the reason I'm saying is because I think you have to somewhat believe in the platform. So you also need to, I don't know if the right wording is give to get, but it's something along that line, because it's not a lot of money to sort of just embed 1 or 2 players that you could use every week, basically.
Yeah, no, you give me some good news. I've not had any good Sorare news for a long time, but now you told me they might be implementing cash into the boxes. That makes it a lot better.
Yeah, well, it is Champion. Obviously, I hope if it is $50 to $5 in Champion, I don't know what it will be in, you know, Contender or something like that.
Even if it's just in limited, like £1 and £10, that's still better than nothing. You know, if you win £10, then fantastic. It's better than probably the reward you would have got with the card.
Yeah.
So
very, very true.
Even with £1, it's better than some of the card rewards that you can get. So in limited, well, I'd be interested to see what it is in rare. Hopefully, it's like £20 and £200. Am I going a bit farther?
Yeah, that's probably a bit too much. I would say probably 20 to 80 or something like that might be quite suffice. Which might be good if it was if you're doing midweek and weekend, like to get potential $20 or $40 if you're lucky enough.
one
every
of
couple of
the
days.
benefits to that as well is if, like, let's say you do hit the big one and it's like £50, right, in limited,
Yeah.
you could go and buy a £50 rare player that consistently sells it around that price, then list them back up, and then you've got your cash if you wanted to withdraw it. So you don't have to be stuck with the the voucher. You can just get a player, bring it in, sell it, and there's your cash back.
Yeah.
So it's not all doom and gloom, I guess. It's quite a nice addition. If they bring it in, that is, like I say, it's on test at the moment, so we'll see what they do. But yeah, that'll be nice. It'd bring a bit more entertainment to our reward box openings.
Yeah, it would be. And instead of getting what we know is going to be a boost, it could be really good to, because we're jumping for joy when we see a card, but then it's like a real downer when it's 50p.
Yeah.
And they're unsellable, well, basically, unless you want to sell them at half the price to a bot.
Yeah.
But yeah, any more news you want to discuss? Any more that came up during the weeks? It's been a little while how we've actually done it.
I think we've gone through rivals. We've spoke about the rewards the score for rewards getting higher and higher. Which again, in classic, it's only going to get higher because more people are going to keep getting classic rewards every season.
Yep.
But in season, it's easier to win money. Just for me, it's easier to win money than it is to win cards. I've seen that so far. Now I'll put like 20 odd lineups out and I might get one card. Whereas if I put 20 odd lineups out in season, then I'm getting like anything from like £50 to £100 back.
I think
so
classic.
In season.
I think classic is going to be even more difficult next season because the people who currently have spent the money to buy those collections for in season, they're going to obviously be classed as classic now, and in which case then you've got those to go up against now also. So because obviously it being the first in season.
3 teams.
Hey?
You can only enter 3 teams, remember. So if they're already entering 3 teams, then it might not make that much of a difference.
Maybe.
But no, I've got nothing else to discuss. We might be back on Friday if me and Kat win something out of the European Continental, or whatever it is, Continental Nights.
I've got no hope.
Not that many entrants, There's not that many entrants. Make sure this goes out after deadline so nobody else enters after seeing our podcast. Might have a better chance of winning something.
Yeah, well, let's hope so. But if that is everything, guys, we will. We'll get going. Hey, sounds good.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for watching. We will try to throw this up on Spotify in time. So if we don't blame it on Jonesy. But otherwise, like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure to check out our Twitter underneath us below at Sorare Capital and at Sorare Jonesy. And we will see you all next week. See you later. Bye bye.
See you later.